So, Refr had slain his evil neighbour Thorgils and all of his wicked sons to punish them for the vile and evil deeds they had spoken about him. This slaughter was no foolhardy act of thoughtless violence though. Rather than charge carelessly into battle, Refr had planned the downfall of his powerful enemies for a very long time. He defeated them using his cunningness and his skill at arms. He'd cleverly sold all his land, packed his goods and wealth onto a ship with his family, and escaped any retribution for his actions. The corpses of Thorgils and his sons were found soon after, but no one in Greenland mourned for their deaths. They were so abhorrent and slanderous. In fact, most people believe that Refr had done a great and manly deed by skillfully slaying so many of his enemies single-handed, and they no longer believed all those vile rumours about him. However, Thorgil's son-in-law, Gunnar, wanted vengeance and had men watch the coast in case Refr returned, and he sent men to search the wilderness for him. Refr had taken all his wealth with him and sold his land to someone else, so there was no chance of claiming compensation. 4 years passed. There was no news of Refr, so everyone assumed he died at sea. A Norwegian man named Barthie soon arrived in Greenland. He was a follower of Norway's king, Haraldur. He'd been on many trading voyages on the king's behalf to various lands and cities, such as Jorvik. The king had sent him this time to Greenland to retrieve valuable Greenlandic goods. When he arrived, he stayed at the house of Gunnar for the winter nights. Gunnar treated Barthie well and told him the story of Refr, who had slain his relatives. Gunnar said that Refr must be dead by now, as it had been so long, but Barthie said that Refr sounds like a gavu madr, a man of luck, and such a man could not have simply perished at sea. Barthie believed that Refr must still be alive somewhere in Greenland, and he offered to help his new friend Gunnar hunt him down. Once the ice began to break up, they set sail and began searching every single hidden bay along Greenland's coast. They found no sign of people, until one evening they sailed between two glaciers and discovered a large fjord with good green lands upon its shores. They explored the green shores of the fjord until they discovered something. Small shavings of wood. Barthie showed these to Gunnar, who said, "I've never seen such fine shavings. Only a master craftsman, such as Refr, could have cut these." They explored the area, and they came across a wooden fortress. They'd never seen such a beautiful and well-constructed building. Large and strong, it looked like it was carved from a single piece of wood. A man appeared on the wall of the fortress. It was Refr. Barthie ordered that firewood be brought up to the fortress. They intended to set fire to the building and burn Refr alive inside it. The wood quickly caught flame, but then was extinguished almost instantly. They dragged more wood and set it alight, but once again it was extinguished instantly. A mysterious jet of water squirted from the fortress onto the flames. Every time they lit a fire, no matter where they placed the firewood, a new jet of water would squirt out of the fortress, as if by magic. Jets of water appeared from the bottom, the top, the middle, any of the four sides. Refr had made a magical, fireproof wooden fortress. Refr asked Barthie and Gunnar, "Is your assault on my fortress going badly?" Barthie replied, "You may boast about the witchcraft you have employed in your fortress, but we will return next spring. Gunnar and I will have your head at our feet." Refr calmly said, "What a grand and intoxicating innocence. It is not your destiny, nor the destiny of any man in Greenland to guard my corpse, not unless you have the help of men much wiser than yourselves." They left Refr, and Barthie returned to Norway with fine gifts from Gunnar to pass on to the king. These included a trained polar bear, an ivory Hnevetapple board, and a walrus skull covered in gold. Barthie presented these treasures to the king, who was very pleased. He asked, "Why has Gunnar of Greenland sent such fine gifts? What does he want in return?" Barthie said Gunnar wanted the king's friendship and wise counsel. "He needs your counsel in hunting down a fox who has done harm to the people of Greenland." The king said, "Is this fox the same fox who built the finest ship in Iceland and sailed it to Greenland. The same fox who avenged lies told about him by skillfully and boldly slaying 5 men single-handed. That man is a Drenga, a man of honour. Barthie confirmed this fox was in fact the famous craftsman Refr. He described the wooden fortress and the way it magically produced water to extinguish fire. The king, however, he knew this was no witchcraft. He had seen clever ways of channeling water during his years in Miklagard in the Empire of the Greeks, a craft known to the Greeks as plumbing. He explained that Refr must have used his skill as a craftsman to produce objects known as pipes. The pipes must channel water from a nearby lake, filling the fortress with water, making it fireproof. All Barthie and Gunnar needed to do was sever the pipes connecting the fortress with the lake, and then the fires could burn unhindered. Refr would either be roasted alive like a joint of Christmas horseflesh, or be forced to flee, though the king could not see any way in which he could flee, unless he had a cunning plan, of course. Finally, the king said, "This Refr sounds like a clever and skilled man. He shall henceforth be known as Refr the Sly. I advise you not to go back to Greenland again, Barthie. I hear the footsteps of fate, and I foresee that your doom awaits you there." Barthie replied, "I have made an oath to my friend Gunnar. I must return, I cannot break that oath. If it's my fate to die at Refr's hand, then I cannot change that. We shall not meet again, Haralda. Farewell." And so Barthie left his friend the king and his homeland of Norway for the very last time, all in the effort to hunt down the clever and powerful Refr the Sly. Now you may wonder, why did he choose to leave after the king foretold he would meet his doom in Greenland? But Barthie, he was wise enough to know that no man can escape their fates. The day of each man's death is decided from the day of his birth. As our ancestors would say, a man does not live a single evening longer after the decree of the Norns. Barthie soon arrived in Greenland, where Refr and destiny were waiting for him.